So let's look at capabilities and use cases of AI ML. There was a survey conducted, and based on that survey results, it was identified that these are the most common use cases that we have in AI in various companies worldwide. So these numbers are gathered from 2020 as well as 2021. So very first use case talks about generating customer insights and intelligence. If we can gain that, then we can cross sell, we can upsell, and there can be many possibilities like running campaigns based on the customer needs and customer behavior. So we can gather that information and we can do the needful and monetize that opportunity. There is another one which is improving the customer experience, because in service-based industry, if we can improve the customer experience, then we can retain the customer for a longer period of time. And there are other specific use cases where we are just targeting about retention of customers by proactively providing the required offers and services to them. Then another use case is how do we interact with our customers, maybe through chatbots. That can be one possibility, but there are other possibilities also through which we can interact with our customers. So AI ML based use cases target towards interaction with the customers. So this is another very common use case. Then another one is recommendation engine, and this is around like which products that particular customer will like. Because there are customers which are spendthrift customers, there are customers which are like brand sensitive customers, and there are customers which are like looking for specific type of products, maybe VIP customers. So you can cross sell, you can upsell the products to those customers depending on their personalized needs. So recommendation engine, for example, it is also very popular in Netflix, Amazon Books. Recommendation is another example of recommendation engine. There are so many products on amazon.com, billions of products, and I don't know which products I will like, but Amazon recommendation engine knows that, and that's how I got recommendation for 10 different products, out of which usually I like one or the other product, and then I check out that product and buy that product. So recommendation engine is very important. Detecting frauds, another very common use case, because nowadays millions of transactions are happening in a second. And if you want to detect frauds in real time, it's very important that machine learning based systems are being applied to detect frauds. We don't want to take that call. We don't want to detect frauds during batch, but it has to be done in real time. So this is another common use case of detecting frauds in banking and financial domain. Another one is reducing customer churn. So telecom industry deals with this problem a lot. And how do we ensure that customers are not churning? By looking at various parameters that we are having from the customer. Yeah. So then another one is acquiring new customers. How do we acquire a new customer? How do we convert leads to contacts? That is like a CRM domain. And Salesforce, Zoho, these companies are focusing on such use cases a lot. Increasing customer loyalty. Yeah, so this is another common use case. And then long-term customer engagement, building a brand awareness, and there are many others. So in general, we see that beyond these use cases, there are other use cases also which are based on completely unstructured data. For example, we have object detection, like we have an image and within that we have so many objects. And we will see one demo also in this session about object detection. And then we have another use case of speech recognition, sound recognition, natural language processing, sentiment analysis kind of use case. Sentiment analysis, not just based on the text that we are having, but also like from images, you can detect the sentiment. So when someone enters the bank, then you can take a picture, and someone leaves from the bank, then you can take another picture, and then you can compare whether the person or the customer is leaving happily or not. Yeah. So this is sentiment analysis of pictures. And that is beyond NL, like natural language processing. And this is like implicit feedback that you are getting, because nowadays people don't have time to write explicit feedback. So this is another interesting use case. Predictions. Yeah, so we want to predict, we want to find out what the stock market price, maybe it can be time series prediction. So there are many cases like housing price prediction, and there can be like gas price prediction, or maybe what is the currency fluctuation going on. So we can predict all these things. Apart from that, there is another use case, translation between languages. Yeah, so it can auto detect which language we are having in the text that we are providing for translation. And then we have like translation happening from one language to another. Then another use case is restoration and transformation. So how do we restore and transform? So it's very common in manufacturing domain where we want to transform a product from one state to another state through domain specific use cases. Yeah, so these are many use cases which are in AI ML, and we would love to implement these use cases in upcoming VILT sessions also.